Okay, hello. This is going to be. I'm just throwing it in the air at the minute. That doesn't mean anything. Right, so, okay. Good start. I'm doing this live, I'm not going to edit anything. I'm also not going to try. The aim is that I just restarted kind of a forever world. I thought a forever world concept would be good, like 12, 13 years after buying Minecraft and playing it for all that time. I've never actually had a world that lasted longer than that. And then that kind of evoked the feeling of Minecraft from, like, 20... when did I play? 2011? 1.8, beta 1.8, when Endermen were added. Just after Wolves, I think. I remember playing and the hunger bar was just there. It was new, so to speak. And then that kind of, all those old YouTube channels that I spent far too much time watching. Like the Yogscast and the Mindcrack gang. I don't know where they all are now. I know some of them had the that was that big server, like Generic B, BOO, and Ethos Labs. They were all on. I'm a bit cautious. I'm not really tested any of these settings. I'm just going to do that and hope for the best. Anyway, enough of that. That was the intro spiel as to what's going on, I guess. I know when opening anything on YouTube, there's that whatever. I don't know any of the analytics, but I've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about analytics. I don't get it. I'm just recording for the sake of recording my progress mostly. I thought just before I sat, I'd done about an hour in this world so far. And that made a house. it's not good. But I was kind of thinking about all the progress I make in my other worlds, and how I never really recorded it. And then I sort of go back to my old worlds and see like a giant, mega fortress with auto farms, and I don't remember where I started so much. Suppose. So now I'll have some kind of library, and I can just do. Oh no! I'm out of stamina. I could just do little digital footprints, in a way. I've been thinking a lot about this kind of stuff, but like this music is in the game, by the way. I realize it's quite solemn. Hopefully it's coming through. I've just been thinking about the permanence that we have on the real world, the philosophy of it all. I am now a person that thinks about these things, and more so in the rise of all like the digital stuff, or AI especially, and also the mark that I think this music might be incredibly loud. I hope this is coming through. The mark that we leave on the world as people, I suppose, and whether that's something to be remembered. Because I got into some more like hands-on crafts. I've been doing something like embroidery and cross-stitching lately, as well as, I obviously got sucked into painting little plastic miniatures, partly as a like Dungeons and Dragons side hobby. But these are, when you do it, you make it, you see it. It's there and it's yours. But digital things, I mean, especially in like, even in a sense of Minecraft, like it's there, but it's this, what you're seeing, it's a 2D representation of a 3D simulation, and that 3D simulation again is a representation of, I'll wait until the apples just in case that's too loud. It's all just representations of data, and I mean, I know this is basic thoughts and basic ideas, but I'm like, well, what if this all turns off? What if everything just goes? People talk about, I guess, like the internet will die, or people stop using it, or it could get turned off. What if the power goes out? That's big brain thinking, I think. I mean, I'm not like a big conspiracy theorist, but I just think about the sort of that tangible permanence sometimes of, I realize I could have used that. When you're talking and you just don't think properly. No, me neither. Okay, I'm just going to pick up where I left off. can't even remember. To explain, my computer just ran out of disk space. So I think it was just as I was falling off that cliff over there. Um, so that was fun. I did say this would be a no edit video. And yet I'm going to have to edit my first video. Crazy. So I did forget what I was talking about, but hopefully things can continue. I believe it was mostly about just the permanence of things. I won't refresh my memory. In the plus side that you were getting bored of what I was talking about, you now know that I'm not going to continue. But if I feel like doing it again, it may happen again. Yeah, it's intended to be quite just a calming, ideally. I mean, it's only just begun, but obviously, as soon as things pick up, things may change. But it's always the way. I remember watching all the old school Minecraft YouTubers, and you watch someone's like first episode, and it's recorded on their laptop with a webcam microphone, and it's all terrible. And they start out being really chill, and then as soon as they kind of come into themselves a little bit, they get more familiar. The game picks up a bit, and they're advancing a little bit more, and they're aware of maybe audience and viewer interaction. These things change people, don't they? It's very easy to see sometimes. Not always for the worst, of course. I need to go and run back to the bed. I will try and attempt to do something moderately exciting in this little play. I do promise. I should probably build an actual way to get to this base. This is not... When I say base, I should explain. Oh, that is new to me, and I thought that was eyes. Okay. I put it there, to be fair. It's my own fault. But, see, I've just literally forgotten. Base, that was it. Also, I do struggle sometimes with memory issues, so I guess if anything, that edit chop of tone of when I ran out of disk space is going to just be emblematic of what actually I think if I ever record any more of these of the thing to expect. But yeah, so to explain briefly, Leafly, I don't like to use the F3, so this is the debug. I literally just averted my eyes instantly. I don't want to read the numbers. I don't like using it because I feel like it's not cheating in a way, but it's too much information. I feel like if you're immersing yourself in the Minecraft world, how in the heck is Steve going to know his coordinates? You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to get some food. And then coordinates to know where your spawn is, where your base is, entities in the area. I feel like it's just too much. It's too much, and it's not in spirit, and it's not like humble. It's not the way that I want to experience the game. And there are measures in the game to like find out where you are, and to like mark your location, with maps and compasses, and then there's those is it a lodestone? I think, these things to make things work. I'm not good at that. I keep the big trees. I like the big ones. I don't know if anybody else does the same. Well, mostly because they're really annoying to chop down. That's really the crux of it, I think. I'm gonna make sure I don't record for too long. So I just turned my head. I don't know if my voice audibly changed from the microphone. I'm gonna try and keep to a fairly short video length because I don't know. I realize I've changed topic 3 times. Apologies. I should write something down as a list of things to talk about. But so I watch a lot of YouTube, and especially recently Minecraft YouTube, and that's kind of why. That's why we're back. I don't know. Every time you click on a video, no, every time you're scrolling and you see a cool video title, and it's like the dark secrets of Minecraft explored, and it's like 2 hours. It's like a 2-hour video. I do have 2 hours, but I don't. That's like a movie. And then the thing is, I think about this as well. is sometimes I will spend like 4 hours straight just like watching YouTube videos, but I tell myself, well, if it's only like a 10 or 20 minute video, it's not being wasteful. But ultimately, I still spend 4 hours. So does it matter the medium of how that time is wasted, or how do I perceive the value of that time spent? Is it per quantity of things consumed or quality of things? And I'm not trying to infer that quality is calculated by video length. Sometimes less so, but I do really enjoy a video essay on YouTube. Some great YouTubers who do video essays that include topics around video games as well. But I don't like just pure video game analysis. I like it when they bring in other mediums and explore philosophies. This is the tree chopping video, apparently. I did say I was going to do something. And you know what? I can now. I've got stuff to do it with. I have no food, however. That's why I left the house. Okay. I can't remember if there's any new ways of getting food. This is really disorientating for me, I think, sometimes, is talking and then realizing I'm actually playing a game when I think I'm trying to just have a philosophical conversation. I mean, more fool me. Okay. I also used to stream on Twitch. This is relevant. This is relevant. Just hold that thought. Um, and so I have had some experience, talking to a camera and playing at the same time, as well as talking to other people at the same time, which um, is live streaming is a different experience, I think, to pre-recorded stuff. Because you can't edit yourself when you're live streaming. So that's, I think, probably why I'm trying to do a no edit recording. Was that? Did I get that meat? Okay. Should I build some stairs? No. But nonetheless, I'm not going to promote any of my other stuff. Mostly because I don't actually stream anymore. That's the primary reason why I'm not going to look at anything. Now, I wish I had a hopper because I could perfectly swap this in because it's 3 and 5, which makes 8 if you are not good at maths. But I'll give you the tool while I'm cooking. Yeah, it's also just being too lazy to edit, I think. And also, I realized, in a lot of my things I was talking about earlier, like the philosophy of like where things last and digital footprints. I think a lot of stuff is edited. We edit a lot of ourselves, and to err is to be human. I don't know where that quote comes from, and I don't know if I don't think people even say anymore. At least not in the context of the way that I imagine it. Err is in, I suppose, error, I think, is maybe what it's coming from. And for those of you that can't do maths as well, I kind of mean to make mistakes is to be human. And that's something I've kind of really tried to take on recently. I really did struggle and kind of still do with perfectionism. Sort of like, can't talk with your mouth full. Just that idea of, well, I'll do it later because then I'll have more experience, or I'll do it later because I can't do it perfectly right now. And then obviously later, if you do it tomorrow, it'll never be tomorrow. That kind of thing. And I'm trying to be more mindful of that. And then same with like building, same with work, same with going and doing things, same with having hobbies. Like when I mentioned earlier, I was doing arts and crafts, embroidery and such. I should make a chest. I've been carrying my entire life with me. Just kind of, I made something. What was that? Why did I do that? I made something and I realized, hot tip, I'm so lazy. I build to the most efficient standard. Anyway, I just realized I was making mistakes in some of my arts and crafts that I was doing recently. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to undo it and do this again. But I was like, but no, wait. What if I just leave it? What if I just leave the like footprint. There's another word for footprint. The memory of a mistake. Um, I think being raised in a very digital way, being quite young and aware of the internet being on for so long, you get used to things being perfect. A machine can do things. Well, in the past, I would say a machine could do something perfectly. These days, I'm inclined to disagree with AI. But when you told a computer to do something, it was pixel perfect. And you kind of, I think maybe I held that standard within myself somewhat. Um, a lot of my early artwork, I am professionally a designer slash artist. I'm not very successful and not very famous, but it's just that mindset of making things. But also, I mentioned that because it's mostly digital work. And with digital work, you really can do everything perfectly. You can undo, you can Control Z. Um, and that's in a way it feels like freedom. But I think it's really an element of, I was gonna say control, but there's probably another word for it. Anyway, is this a nice cozy is this cozy philosophy of work and perfectionism and the human condition, the duality of man? Um, anyway, I suppose to be fair, actually, a lot of the Minecraft YouTube videos I ended up watching, for the most part, um, I was watching whilst half asleep. Anyway, so I think it's all just blathering noise. That Minecraft, that axe sound is a sign that I have to do something else. So we'll try and do something a little bit constructive before signing off. Oh, yeah, I did mention this earlier with the F3 thing and why I built a base and the reason that maps are cool. I built this so that if I venture too far from my house, this is spawn. Optifine. I don't like to use Optifine's zoom, but I'm going to do it only for this example. Again, because it's cheating. There's a telescope in the game for this now, and I like that. I like the analog. It's not perfect, not perfect, but it works. Um, yeah, so I can always find my way back. Annoyingly, I can't believe I spoke through an entire day. We're going back, and I promise you, we'll do something fun. I'm gonna think about what that fun thing is, whilst I'm making my way downtown, walking fast. No, I got food. That's why I was. That's why I was talking. I was making sure I had something. I only have one food. No, 10 food. All right. Sorry. Boop, boop. Okay. Sleepy time. I should make something to build with. That would be very smart, wouldn't it? Okay. So I think that's pretty much all we'll need. I'm gonna smap these out. Oops. Okay. Welcome to the world, baby chick. I use these because zombies don't break them. I think I'm not even playing in hard mode anyway. But no, it's just a habit. Okay, so if this is spawn, I think it would be quite fun to have an actual base. So converting this from base to lighthouse, and instead focus on having an actual homestead. And it's first day. Well, I'm like 3 or 4 days into the game now. Primarily chopping trees. I'm trying to find a location while I'm doing all this. And I figured it would be nice to have something cozy and settled. It's something just small and rustic, and then we can upgrade later. I do usually build castles. I am a big castle guy. I'm going to have a foundation layer, I've realised. I might build that in stone. Not the best use of stone. It's really hard to think. Right. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to build on the fly. 1, 2, 3. Right. I normally have quite a modular system for building. Maybe I should give that up because again, it's quite a restrictive process because it's not so creative. I basically have got these like prefabricated blocks of what of house, and I then fill them in. So I mean, odd numbers also look good. You can fit a window in, and sometimes I'll do a 5. I need more stone. Oh, great! You know what? We'll get the party started, right? So this will be like an annex, and I think I'm gonna have a bigger thing here, which means you're probably gonna have to go. We'll cover up this, or just sit next to it, because this is a. Before I started recording, I ran back to get some sleep, and I got chased. Long story short, a very angry fella. He wasn't happy to see me, and nor I him. To be quite frank, so whoop, we're off. We're off to the races. People don't say that. What? Nobody says that, do they? I think so. Right, we can make this a door actually. Oof, and then that'll be. Boo, imagine it, right? Picture it. You can't see this right now, but boo, 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 like roof, and then big box behind here, like big. I'm making sounds, but I don't think my microphone will pick them up. I was doing very like dramatic sound effects. Right, last tree, I promise you. Promise you. I need to actually get some stone. So time to yearn for the mines, I think. And if I'm having a house, I may as well have a mine shaft within the home. So I can plan for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So I'll replace this with stone in time. You ever just like fall in Minecraft and you feel like you yourself are actually falling? I do all the time, and same for when I'm like jumping. I feel the physical urge to jump. You know, I've realised this juts out, and I might pull this forwards more and have like an L shape. I really should get some stone to visualize this better. So if I pretend this is the back of the house now, and this is the mine shaft, at least I have no means of getting back home. Right. Ladder. Oh, they don't make them like they used to. Okay. Ooh, that's going to be. I'll replace it in a second. Right. Ta-da! Ignore the very weird way that I am navigating my way down. Okay. I see how it is. I am not the most efficient, and now I understand why I got angry at other people playing YouTube for doing it not the best way. Because now I'm not doing it the best way. That's just, I don't know. I was also like this when I live streamed on Twitch and stuff. You just don't have the same brain, honestly, from when you're just sitting in relative comfort. It's very quiet as well, this game. I mean, I can hear the blocks. There's no music. It has been a while since I played as well. I know there's been the update with the copper golems and the ghasts now. I've not tried that. I've also never really used a trident. The trident was a thing when I was playing a few years ago, but only all the kids on the server used it, and they, kind of like, oh, that's just what the kids do. Oh god, oh, I'm too cool for that. you know. Oh my god, that's all I got. Gee, might have to be a bit more sparing with it. I might make a wooden floor. I've got a lot of wood. So I mostly use cobblestone because it is a bit creeper resistant. So, maybe in time maybe I'll make a nicer cobblestone front as well. I'm gonna. I don't want to dig it out because I like the contrast. You know what? Why am I trying to craft with it? I'm going to make some more ladders. But before that, we're going to add an extension. Oh, ooh. It's so handy having a torch in the offhand. I'm going to break my formula now and do a two wall. Rebellious, I know. Could you believe it? I'm going to replace this with... I like really little squat houses, you know, like this. And I put a half slab in here. It kind of gives it that beam. Well, that is pretty head height. I think to be more realistic, it should be another block up. Maybe the ground floor will be quite squat. You kind of like, ooh, you know, it feels quite closed in. And then upstairs, it's like, ooh, just an extra level of brick. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. Maybe you can't. Sugar. Have I sworn yet? I don't know if I've sworn during this game, this recording. About 20 minutes in on my current one. I might have only had just under 10 minutes on the version before the edit broke off. Not the edit, the recording. Right, we're gonna do a few more minutes, and then I'll jump down. But I mean, I'm gonna do it right now. I'll just do some more stuff off camera, I suppose, as well. That's the classic thing of when you play this. Maybe when I get, if I get any motivation in the future to do any, I'm not getting cobblestone, am I? If I get the motivation to, I might intend to actually, you know, record, but then also edit the boring bits out. If I'm doing something like this, then maybe in future I'll just show you that I've dug the big hole. Or I won't cut all the trees live. But maybe it's nice to see the progress. Sometimes I used to watch YouTubers and... I thought I could hear lava, sorry. And they'd be like, you watch them one episode and then you go to the next and they finished a house and it's like, oh, where did this house come from? And they're like, I built it off camera. I was like, did you? I know creative mode exists, so sometimes it's just a bit, I don't know if I believe you. Being low on my ladderinos. I might have to do some excavating. Luckily copper is at this layer, so I should hope if there are other ores like coal and iron. I've not yet reached iron age. I have iron, I'm sure I have. I just might not have smelted it yet. I've made a big mistake. I should go back and get my iron. I'll do that when this pickaxe breaks. Getting dark though, I can see the light changing. Also, my computer can run shaders. I've just updated the game and installed Optifine. That's why the bricks are a bit weird, I think. I don't know if my Optifine has a bug. But I could put shaders back on as well, make it actually look a bit nice. But I figured I'd give it a go again with all the just all the defaults, just vanilla. See if it's just got that nostalgic feel to it. Right, so I can't have safety here yet because I don't have walls. I'm gonna grab my iron. A few more of those building blocks. Maybe there's loads of cobble in the house, to be fair. I've just called it a house. I now, weirdly, see this as home. Even though I never built it to be. I think as soon as you put your bed somewhere, you kind of lock in, don't you? Alright. Wakey wakey. No cobble. No. Oh, it's in my hand. Okay. Get rid of this. I don't like these new stone blocks. Cobble all the way, you know. Cobblestone lover. I love cobblestone. We'll do that. And then we'll make... is there anything else I should make with iron? No. what is the best use case for this? I'm gonna do that. I won't do a sword. That feels maybe wasteful. Not until I get more anyway. Okay. That's a building hotbar. That'll get rid of an item slot. I can grab some water on the way, hopefully. No. Okay. We're going back. Hello, sheepy. Sorry. Okay. Ah, look at that. I'm adding my touch to the world. Foundation. Wall. I will change this. I'm going to give it a nice gabled roof, I think. I'm just going to start from the ground up. Might be cheeky and actually who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? Oh, I don't have any ladders. Okay. And then I don't have to push the house back, do I? Because that is now it. We are. Oh, we're cooking with gas. Okay, now we can actually live here because there is stuff. There is actually the means. I didn't bring my birch slabs. Birch will make a nice second floor. I'm gonna have to go back. I'll do that later. We'll do what we can for now. I'll just immediately make a gabled roof out of this. If you don't know what that means, it means this. Ta-da! And this can push back. Might turn this into a balcony? No. I just extend up as usual and just have this as a dead wall, I guess. Balcony should overhang, ideally. Oops. Oh, I would love a little overhang though. Maybe on the back, and it kind of makes it a T shape. No, that would look almost a bit like something else. That would give it an unfortunate aesthetic. Over here might be good. Then it at least overlooks, you know, the future, as this is now behind me. So I like that as kind of almost a visual metaphor. I'll have to get some slabs on this. For now, there we go. We're extending the walkways. There may even, ideally, you would also put logs sideways, but I don't really have the resources for that. Do this, and we're going to do this with a 4 high roof. I've remembered I can middle mouse click. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know why I feel so brave all of a sudden. Okay, I'll have to lock in for this building. Ooh. Whoa. Okay. Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That feels too much. Does it not? So it was roof was originally here. No. That is now the new roof. Yeah. Okay. But I might take out this row and turn this into a like this. Do that. Turn this into a roof, which means this has to go as well. That blub. In my efforts to not swear, I just said blub. Okay, and then this will make sense, but only this one has to go because this. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I don't know if I actually know what I'm doing. With the proper resources later on, I'll build much more visually impressive things. But for now, this is filling the gap. So I need a floor still in here. Oof. Yeah? It's coming together, isn't it? I realize I can't get back up. I'm going to chop a tree rather than run back home. This will be the floor. Then we'll get a better sense of the way to get around. Also need to make a staircase. Although I could again use ladders. They're a lot more space efficient. Oof. Yes, that's what I wanted, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Alright. Bang. Yep. It's very cozy. And that's kind of what I want, really. You can build your house so big that you just kind of can't do anything with it. And it's just intimidating. And the restriction of size, I think, can do quite a lot for sort of tapping some creativity. I might make this a little kitchen. And always I try and be efficient and put like things on the ground or in the walls. Like this fits in. The top of this looks a lot like normal cobblestone, so it makes a nice floor pattern for one. But then you get a mega kitchen at the same time. Yep. Yeah, it'll do. It'll do. Fix it later if I need to. It works. That's the important bit. Right. And then yes, like this. Let's be the upstairs. Ooh, that's where we did that weird balcony extension. So maybe that's I don't know if that will work. But now we've got a second floor. Check it out. Woohoo! Now this is the awkward bit, is knowing what to do. I might carry on this this current configuration. That is right, isn't it? Maybe because it's in it, because it's a bit of the end of the house. I don't need to actually do that. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, got there in the end. Just got to connect these and put a roof on it, and then this is just going to be just a wall. Gib. All right, thank you. Oh, my candle went out. I can smell. I can smell the extinguishing of a candle. Trying to do a lot more sensory things lately. But did I bring my sand or glass? You know what? Fine. Flip. Oh no! I wanted it the other way around. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's kind of how a window looks, to be fair. I've never actually used trapdoors for that purpose. Yeah? Oof. Oof, no. Oh, oh, this looks awful. Um, this doesn't look very nice at all. I'm gonna have to add some decorative things. That should help a little bit. That does help break it up. Continuous beam across. So you just put in a button here, adding the underside to this. I might change the ground floor material. Maybe even just a cobblestone all over. Then I do have enough logs, I think. A different material will help balance that out. It's turning nighttime. I might run back to the tower, grab the rest of my supplies and the bed, and then officially call this new build Um, another home. The foundation lifting it off the ground, I think, was quite a good choice. That was just enough logs. Doesn't normally happen. We're going back. And I haven't needed much food, have I? That was the hunger's now just starting. Right. Oof. Oof. Okay. That'll give us a name. Well, actually, I'll probably do that off camera. So there we go. I could do my first off-camera building. Who would have thought? Well, thank you for joining me in this adventure. Not my first foray. Oops, not my first time trying to do some YouTube stuff. But it might be the last. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed. That's just copper. This is why I don't use Optifine. I feel like I should never be able to see what's over there. Good render distance though. Anyways, appreciate it. I'll see if I make another one. If anybody likes it, I'll do it anyway. I'll do it anyway. You can't stop me. All right, bye.